welcome back to the Dinner's Done Cooking channel. So today we're going to be making a fried bread with Mexican-inspired toppings. So to start out with here, I have the ground meat. Now I used ground buffalo, but you can use hamburger. I prefer the buffalo, and you'll be able to see in the first clip there that it doesn't leave hardly any grease behind. It just seems healthier maybe than actual ground beef, but either one will work for this recipe. So I seasoned it with meat tenderizer, an onion, and a little paprika. Now typically I'll put in just some nutmeg, or you can use liquid almond flavoring, just a little, just to give it kind of an earthy taste, a little more traditional. I didn't have any though, so you didn't see me add it here, but I usually put that in there and it's quite good. And so then to the meat I add diced tomatoes and small red beans, and then here I have Nopalitos, which are strips of cactus leaf in brine. And they're also very good. Some people think they look strange, but we love them. They're slightly spicy, but once you mix them in with everything, they don't taste spicy at all. And they do have pretty much identical nutritional value to, a typical vegetable. So they're very healthy. And like I said, they're marinated in brine. So they're quite good. And so here I'm adding the Nopalitos. And we like to use a lot. So more Nopalitos. And more. And then you just mix the ingredients together in the pan. Now you can also put a little tiny bit of tomato sauce in there if you like, and I would recommend using a small can because you don't want to put too much. And here we go, more Nopalitos. And also there's onions in there with it, and so I'll try to get a lot of the onion out, and you can see it there. You could also put some of your own onion in there, or you can put fried onion, and if you're feeling brave, have a bite of the jalapeno. I don't know if they're spicy or pickled because I don't eat them. Okay, so here we go. I'm just mixing this up, and then you'll hear in the background my daughter is learning how to make the fried bread dough. And so for that you're going to use probably like 3 cups of flour, a spoonful of baking powder, and then you just add warm water until it's kind of a thick, sticky dough. We like ours real thick. I suspect most people would probably like it thinner, but it's just kind of thick and real dense and chewy, and it's very filling that way. Still has a good flavor. Takes a little bit longer to fry when it's super thick. But that's how we like it, but you can certainly make it thinner. And you can also adjust the recipe, based on how many pieces you need to make. Now, I came up with, I think about 7 or 8 in the batch that I made. And like I said, it's about 3 cups of flour. And it's going to shrink down a little, once you put the water in, obviously. And now, if you're making a smaller batch, you really just want to use a pinch of baking powder, because I found that if you use too much baking powder, it just comes out a very strange consistency, like the finished bread when it's done. I didn't particularly care for it, so I always go easy on the baking powder. And also, I forgot, you want to put a pinch of salt in with the dry ingredients and mix them together before you add the water. Now, it's very, very sticky, so be prepared to have it all over your hands. If you do it by hand, which I used to do, and I don't do that anymore. So here we go. I'm just putting kind of globs of the dough into very hot oil. And you want to let it kind of cook a little bit on one side, and then flip it, because it's going to stick to your spatula if you don't do it that way. So then after you flip it is when you'll want to kind of smash it down a little. So here I'm just kind of waiting for it to cook a little bit on one side. And it doesn't get stiff right away. So as you're flipping it, it's going to try to fold. You might want to use a fork and a spatula together, to kind of help you flip it so it doesn't fold in half and stick to itself. But it's not real complicated. I'm usually able to do it with the spatula. So anyway, so that's how you do that. And here is the finished product. Super tasty. On Frito con Nopalitos. And dinner's done. Thanks for watching. Bye.